During this time in life, with ongoing uncertainty, sickness, loss, sociopolitical strife, division and derision, widening gaps, and fatigue, it is often hard to find positivity and strength. As the world turns and we learn life is hell, we see the need for change within the systems, structures, and relationships at play in our lives. But to attain this change, we must internalize the often held imperative to be the change that we want to see in the world. To channel the wisdom of the late Grace Lee Boggs, the solution to the problem lies in the heart of mankind. Imagination is more important than knowledge, and so we must be solutionaries, a form of a solution-minded revolutionary who incorporates visions for change with a tangible solution. Boggs achieved this in her life with her husband through a number of stages and phases. At each phase, she often took time to step back, process the world and work evolving around her, and looked inward to reflect. It is these reflections that are the beginning stepping stone for many in their journeys to envision and bring into fruition newfound realities for our communities. And so, I aim to use this step toward growth not only within my personal development as a growing human being, but also within my wish to cultivate such thinking within others, especially strong-willed youth who possess brightly glowing visions that radiate unlike ever seen before. I used the framework of Boggs in reflecting on my own past and noticing areas that I wish could be improved. While attending a private Catholic school, I found friends and a creative outlet through making films in our audiovisual media class, which you will see evidence of in the following clips. But this class, like the rest of my high school days, came up short in engaging us in critical discussions beyond our sheltered bubble. I felt that many students, especially minority students or those that differed in their identity from the pack of privileged pomp, were marginalized, tokenized, and/or alienated within these selective spaces. The result that then often came to be was a voicelessness within students, a feeling of fear when being real or speaking up, not only because of our anxieties, but also because our spaces did not provide us the outlets to find our voices. What we are not given are opportunities to truly learn, in a greater sense than the memorization of information or the acquiring of useful skills. We are not challenged to think bigger than ourselves about the communities and cultures that we live in. We are not giving outlets to underrepresented students to share their truths if they wish, or to at least provide further points of entry for students to think critically about life for those in different positions than themselves. We are not inspired to be doers of meaningful good instead of the superficial mandatory service hours that we half-heartedly completed. We are told what it takes to be competitive, but not necessarily what it takes to communicate and collaborate upon potential visions for change. To bring up another Grace Lee Boggs quote, "Movements are born of critical connections rather than critical mass." We must then create space and outlets for conversation, for dialogue about uncomfortable topics or issues that students can choose to agree or disagree with. We should connect with one another about our grievances and desire for small or large change. These shifts are what I would wish to spark by creating a documentary that captures potential discussions with former classmates about this gripe of mine. I currently hold a lot of wishes concerning how I would want to uplift voices in high school or before then, as I was not empowered to find my own voice until pivotal moments within college. And truthfully, maybe this growth is something that cannot be expected from the framework of high school. But regardless, these are thoughts that I would want to raise to my peers. I would want to provoke the uncomfortable yet important discussions about where our schooling has failed us. I would not be surprised at all if I were to find others who share these sentiments. As the filmmaker, I would seek to be a listener. I wish to use the camera as a tool for tying perspectives together, but I would firstly value the building of connections with those that I interview. Inspirational filmmakers before me have demonstrated the ability to use the documentary as an outlet for revealing truths, confronting tough questions, and unpacking what is deeply internalized. I would aim to do the same in building these connections. To reference the comment of former UIC alum and current filmmaker Bing Liu, when speaking about documentaries, I hope to utilize in a similar vein this opportunity to connect with others as a sort of free therapy for them. There still lies a long road ahead for me. I've yet to take in-depth filmmaking classes beyond my old AV skills. I also have a long way to grow as a good listener and interviewer. But these are stepping stones that can one day be successfully traversed upon and beyond. As the intention is to raise the conversation for others in our schools to grow from, I want to grow through seeking out this solution for inciting a movement towards critical consciousness within a place dear to my heart, but which also needs a jumpstart in its process towards change.